All right. Hello, hello. I don't know if... All right. Hello, hello. Good to see you guys. We're going to wait a little bit for people to pile in, but I am really excited to hang out with you guys. I'm really excited to talk with you guys. I was really blown away by the support of the last video, of the last live stream. Oh dear, this is going to get a little confusing, seeing different screens at different latencies, all that sort of stuff. But regardless, I'm sorry. I'm practicing a couple new things with this live chat, practicing some of my communication right now on the spot. So bear with me if there's a couple errors here and there, if I'm getting a little confused or distracted like by my phone right now. I'm practicing, I'm trying. So, hey Marissa, hey Andy. Whoa, from Australia, that is super awesome. I'm so excited to chat with you guys. We are going to be discussing three main things during this live stream. So, as you guys might have seen, I did a breakdown video of Cathrin, the content bug, this past couple days ago. And it brought in a lot of new eyes. It brought in a lot of new friends. Hey Judith, great to see you. So awesome to see you here. So, two things from that video. One, I had a lot of extra thoughts that I wanted to share, extra things I wanted to discuss that didn't make it into the video because I didn't want it to, I wanted it to stand alone and have only the most unique takeaways. And there were a couple things that would have just made the video too long or would have been repeating material from her own videos. And I wanted it to be unique. So, but during this live stream, we can have a discussion about it. I can add in some of this extra stuff. Hey, Pam, so good to see you here. And B, that is so awesome. So one, I wanted to discuss some extra follow-up, breakdown, in-depth things that we can learn from Cathrin about how we can stand out as a small YouTuber, or stand out, make our mark, even if we don't have the obvious loud advantages that the big players on this platform have. So one, I want to discuss that. Two, I think this part's pretty interesting. I want to discuss some comments that I got on that video. I got some comments on that video talking about how Cathrin's success came from her looks. There were quite a few comments, not the majority, but there were quite a few comments that said, look, the real reason she's popular right now is because of her looks. And I strongly disagree with that in so many different ways, and that's a great topic of discussion that I wanted to break down here as well. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about is Cathrin's success from just her looks alone? Obviously not. And two, I wanted to share some extra thoughts, sort of do a informal, in-depth breakdown of Cathrin's channel. I know, isn't that crazy? And then third, I want to hang out with you guys. I want to have a little Q&A. I want to discuss with you guys. So actually, let's start first with the looks thing. That's so awesome to see you guys here. So let's start with the looks thing. So there were quite a few comments that said, okay, the real reason that Cathrin, the content bug, is doing really well on this platform right now is because of her looks. And their logic is that if she was unattractive, or their logic is the tips and tricks that she's sharing are not original, are not unique. There are other people who are saying the same things. And two, if she was super unattractive, she wouldn't have the success that she did. So they said, in conclusion, her success is from her looks, which I think is a very closed-minded way of looking at what she's doing. Obviously, in communication on a visual platform, looks are one factor that people connect with, right? Looks help, of course, but to say that Cathrin's success came from her looks, that is insane. There are lots of, as Pam just said, right now, exactly, Pam, there are the logic is just not there. One, I can find a lot of unattractive, conventionally unattractive people that are killing it on this platform because they stood out in a whole bunch of different ways. There's so many more factors that go into it than looks alone, right? Two, as Pam just said, there are for every I could find so many different channels that are giving great advice, great information, sure, and they are super attractive, but they have no audience. So the distinguishing factor there is definitely not looks. It just doesn't make sense. And I mean, I don't know. Those comments bothered me so much because they're so dismissive of the hundreds of other ways, the hundreds of more obvious ways that Cathrin is standing out on this platform. I mean, there's lots of attractive people on this platform. There's not a lot of people putting in the insane amount of work that she is to churn out, basically, to churn out videos every 3 days, as well as posting on her IGTV, as well as posting on her vlog, as well as developing her paid products, as well as being present on her Instagram stories, as well as, commenting, replying to comments, replying to DMs. That is insane. That hard work is what is making her a household name, making her a leader in this space. And, it would be like, I don't know, what comes to mind? It would be like, oh, the only reason that people know about Tom Cruise is because he's attractive. No, it's probably because he's doing insane stunts in his movies that no one would ever try. He's literally hanging out of an airplane. It probably has something to do with the fact that he's so dedicated to his craft. He's working so hard. He's so passionate about what he's doing that he keeps bringing a spectacle, keeps doing things, keeps surprising us. And, I don't know. So let's look at the comments real quick. Even with good looks, I don't think you can be successful if you can't give useful information. People don't love Casey Neistat for his looks. That's so funny. There's lots of creators on this platform that are clearly killing it. That you're not going to their channel because of their looks. I mean, again, everyone's beautiful in their own way, but like Mr. Beast, right? You're not going to his channel to look at him. You're looking because you love going to his channel because he's giving you a spectacle that's incredible, and he makes you feel so great with all of his videos, and he's taking so many risks and doing so many amazing things for his community, the platform, all this sort of stuff, right? Those comments are coming from people who are jealous that they haven't attained the same success. I agree. And also, when you make those comments, I feel like it makes it obvious that you aren't doing it yourself. When you have tried yourself to make content, to make a mark on this platform, you realize how much more goes into it than just putting out good information, just putting out, just uploading, just, having titles and tags and all that sort of stuff. There's so much more to it that, like building a brand, storytelling, connecting with your audience, building excitement, all sorts of stuff. So it's insane. So let's look at what else we've got. I had a feedback last time that I needed to read the comments out loud, a little louder in the live stream during the replay. So it wasn't last time I had the laptop right here, and so every time I read comments I was like over here and you guys were just staring at my forehead. So I'm gonna try to avoid that. I'm gonna give you some personal space, and I'm gonna try to read the comments out loud when I'm reading them. So it is so great, by the way, to see you guys here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Can you guys hit the like button if you haven't yet? That's one of those things I need to remind myself to say. It just helps the video later. And it's easy to forget because everyone's chatting in the live stream. So let's see. People like to find whatever reason they can to diminish someone else's success. Yes, I agree. And I mean, again, on one other end, it's a mark of her success, right? She is getting so much attention. She is bringing so many eyes to her channel that she, with that comes some criticism, and they're totally not right. But I mean, on one end, right? If you have 100 viewers, you're not going to get those types of criticisms. But it shows. I mean, people are showing up to her channel a lot, which is awesome. By the way, it made me so happy when, yes, obviously people coming from her channel to see my video, but what was also awesome was the groups of people who from my channel who had no idea who she was and then found her and then were helped by her. That made me so happy. And then two, the people who were like, I wasn't clicking her videos either because she was spamming me, or YouTube was spamming me with her content, and I didn't want to check it out because I figured it was just another YouTube tips and tricks channel. But I'm so glad that because of your video, you made me think differently about it, and I checked it out, and she's awesome. That made me so happy. Tom Cruise started with a lot of other good-looking guys and is the only one that lasted. That is very true. Oh my gosh, B. Okay, thank you. Pam, I only watch videos by ugly people so I can feel better about myself. Just kidding. Okay, cool. It's dismissing all her other attributes and hard work. Not cool. Exactly. 100%. And I mean, I'm not gonna say that it's sexist, but I mean, it's just, there's so much more that Cathrin brings to the table than just her looks. Obviously, she's attractive, but again, the amount of insane work that she's doing, how strategic and smart she is with her branding, with giving access, giving us access, building that personal connection. A lot of people know, I mean, you can make a lot of videos with good information, but that level of connection that she has in her content, without her like talking about her life story, all that sort of stuff, it's very interesting, which is why I wanted to explore that in her videos, or in my breakdown video. I discovered her because of your video. That is amazing. That's so cool. Your video made me look up her channel, and she encouraged me to make a content calendar. So I'm doing that for 2020. That is so awesome. Her channel is so cool. Again, I don't want to repeat myself too much, but her channel is super cool. To say that it's just her looks is very dismissive. I 100% agree. And she's doing a lot of awesome stuff. Another side thing, I am so happy that because of my breakdown video, there are a couple more female voices on my platform. Before, my channel was watched by 90% guys. 90% guys, 10% girls. And, you know, guys are awesome. They're super cool. But there's a lot that's missing from the conversation. There's a lot of insights that are missing from the conversation if only 10% watching are female. So I'm really excited that with this latest video that got a lot of eyes, there also became a couple more women voices in the community. So super awesome. What's my favorite video from the Content Bug? That's really hard to answer. I mean, honestly, her videos to me feel a lot more like hangouts. It's cool to have someone that is so obsessed with YouTube in the same way. And so I like hearing her thoughts, and I see them more as like 10-minute little bite-size, like, oh, I'm gonna hang out with her, see what she's talking about, see what she's thinking. And it's probably like 20% for the information that she's giving, because a lot of the things that she's talking about I've already heard. But yeah, I don't know. John Collins. Sorry if I missed it. What was the reason YouTube pushed her content early on? So she talks about this in her videos, but she was really smart and strategic about her keywords and tags and all that sort of stuff. And she put out so much content that after a while, one of her videos got seen in search, and it slowly got more views and just trickled up slowly. And then maybe that video that was 5,000 views before slowly over a period of 6 months started hitting to 10,000 views or something like that. And once it hit 10,000 views, once YouTube noticed that it had some momentum, some legs, people were getting excited, like this type of content, and she had put out so much content that YouTube could tell that she was catering her stuff towards YouTube tips and tricks and small YouTubers, all that sort of stuff. It identified what her content was. And so the algorithm knew who to give the video to. And so that video blew up and now has like 200,000 views. And with it came a couple other videos that YouTube also identified were good fits for that audience. And then from that, because she set up a really good infrastructure with her videos, her channel gained a lot of momentum. And it keeps going now. It's still snowballing. So that's the summed up version of what she's doing. I mean, in terms of strategy, right? In terms of just cold hard data. I mean, her channel though wouldn't have gotten that traction and momentum though if she hadn't, one, created so much content, and her content is very sticky. It's very bingeable, and as I said, it's sort of because she feels like a hangout in her videos. I don't think I've ever seen a YouTube tips and tricks channel where I want to watch more than 5 videos. Like after watching a couple, you're like, okay, it feels like going to class, right? But with hers, it feels a lot more like a hangout, which I think is one of the reasons why, one, she has such a loyal fan base, and two, she's found the success or been able to make her mark relatively late in the platform. Okay, I hope that was clear. I mean, her content is also super nerdy stats and analytics stuff, which I love, but I don't necessarily think that's going to keep someone around for a pretty face. I 100% agree. A lot of people think if they were prettier, taller, skinnier, richer, they could do X, Y, Z. Reality is, if you work hard, like the content bug, you will make your own success. 100% agree. There's a lot of, it's also like how smart she's working. She's so strategic. And she's not, like she could have gotten that first 10,000 views and been like, oh, I've made it. That's so awesome. But she had the vision to say, no, I want to reach 100,000 people. And so she is now making these power moves with her channel, acting like she's a 500,000 subscriber channel, even though she is at 35,000 subscribers. And that comes from a lot of smarts here and a lot of vision, which I really admire. I think the people that say her success is due to her looks are perhaps the same people that don't do things because they think it's about having looks, money. That is, I probably would agree with you. Do you think the age of YouTube creators is dying? No, 100% no. I'm so glad, Mama Bear, Cecilia, that you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. YouTube stalks me with her videos too. I need to click on them more often. Okay, so now let's see if we can do a more formal, casual breakdown of Cathrin, the content bug, to see what she is doing, or like to identify in a more framework way, I guess, how she is making her mark. Because I think that teaches us, that can teach us different things. So, right now, I'm going to try to pull up a framework that I talked about in this video right here. I am curious whether this slide is going to pop up. I'm testing new stuff out. But it's from this video right here. And so in it, I talked about the 4 pillars of remarkable content and how, in order to stand out, in order to get a lot of chatter about your videos, about your content, you have to be doing something different in each of these 4 categories: expertise, personality, the style and format of your videos, and the feeling in your videos. And in this video, I break down even further some different things to look for in each of those 4 categories that can help give us an idea of how we can also leverage our story, leverage our advantages to be special, to create remarkable content, even though we don't have the money, personality, expertise, etc. that she does. So let's break it down. Let's talk about it, right? So I really hope this works. Okay, so expertise, right? Let's talk about how the content bug, Cathrin, is doing something different with her expertise. Let's see if I can make my screen a little bit bigger. And okay, cool. Okay, let's try this out. Okay, so expertise, right? So she is clearly doing it, right? She is actually taking action on the advice that she is talking about. She talks about in her videos that she knows what this recent YouTube algorithm is like. She knows what it wants. She mentions how it's one thing for the other YouTube educators to talk about how to grow on YouTube, but she's doing it now and she's seeing results now. So that is one thing that she's giving a lot of expertise on. Judith, so good to see you here. Thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate it. I'll hope to hang out again soon. Pam, yes, the slide overlay thing. I really hope it's working because I am testing it right now. And I don't know. I think it's cool. I think it could be a cool thing to make things clear instead of just seeing my face. So helps people follow along. Okay, so identity, right? She is making her mark. She's doing something different because, one, she's a female voice in the space. I think it's extra cool that she's a female voice in the space and is also so smart, so analytical, so clear. It feels very unique. I know there's lots of strategic girls out there, but it's usually guys dominating the space. Let's be real. It's also cool how much of a leader she is. Someone mentioned that in her comments. One identity that she carries is that she's not just sort of like, oh, this is a side hobby, I'm doing it, on the side. She's like, I have a mission to inspire as many people as I can, and so I'm going to put in the work, the hard work, to build this big. Not, and alongside, right, she's like, I am teaching you guys so that you guys can grow with me. I'm with you guys. She's like a champion for the small YouTubers. So, yeah. And let's see, what else? She has expertise in one of her identities or whatever is that she has a background in SEO. So she's really smart with those keywords, all that sort of stuff, and she incorporates that into her content, right? It's so cool that she made a video. This might be one of my favorite videos actually, where she's going through how she's titling and keywording her videos. Like, she's literally screen recording it and showing it, her thought process behind, okay, this keyword works a little better, this is how I'm going to hide it in the description, all that sort of stuff. You can see her thought process, and that comes from her background, her expertise in SEO. The blogging thing, you can see her influence on that in all of her content, how cohesive it is, how aesthetic it is, how clean and bright it is. I don't think she inspires, she just helps. I strongly disagree. But, agree to disagree, I guess. Access. Okay, so this was a big one with her. I think that she's really making her mark in the access thing. Her videos feel like she's talking to you in the room with you. Like, the way I'm talking right now during a live stream, she sort of films her videos like that. Like, she's showing you the new surprising things that are going on. She's talking in a way where it's really like you're in the room. Even in my videos, I would say I come off in as personal and relatable, authentic a way as I possibly can. But I'm not talking like you're in the room with me. I'm talking like I'm just being myself. I'm performing, I'm presenting, I'm making something, and then I want to send it out to you guys. But she talks a lot like she's on an Instagram story. She talks a lot like she's on a live stream, but in her videos, which makes it feel really like she's giving you access to how to grow on YouTube. I mean, what small YouTuber can you identify where they are like less than 50K subs, and you can see basically in their day-to-day what they are doing to grow? she's coming, she approaches it like she's your friend, which is super awesome. That's one thing I'm sort of bummed I didn't explicitly say it in my YouTube breakdown video, is she, on the surface, it seems like she's a YouTube tips and tricks channel, but in reality, it's this other meta thing where seeing what you're seeing what it takes to create a lot of content. The reason why people keep coming to her channel is, like, in the first couple videos you come because you want to see the advice, the information, but after a while, what's remarkable, what keeps you staying, is you see her churning out content. Her expertise is actually not how original her advice is. It's actually how good she is at churning out content. And you love watching the content because you're seeing, like, the strategy behind it and how much work it takes to. It's very meta. It's very meta. I don't know how to describe it, but the reason Cathrin is so remarkable on this platform is not because actually her advice is super original. It's actually because you're getting access. You're seeing how to create content at scale, and she's letting you in. And so TheContentBug is a great name for her channel, because if it was, I don't know, how to grow on YouTube in 2020, that would be a lot less fun. And it's so much more than that. Her expertise, the special thing about her channel, is how much content she makes and how much she shows you on how to make that content. And then you also watch her content, which is why it's a little confusing. Excellence, right? Expertise, one way to stand out, give expertise, is by actually taking action, doing it. And she is excellent in this category. She is excelling in this category because she is churning out so much content. A video every 3 days, scheduling them ahead of time, sometimes more. Like during the holidays, she's scheduling extra videos ahead of time. She's really on top of it. She's also posting on IGTV, her blog, her Instagram stories every single day. And yeah, why do you think she inspires? I think she inspires because she is leading the charge. Amongst a lot of creators, there's this desire to make an impact with your story, with the things that you care about. And she's showing that if you dream big and work really hard, and are smart and strategic, you can reach an audience. And you can see how much she's putting in the work, and you can see how much she cares about us. And so she's bringing us alongside. She gives us access to all this information so that we can succeed too. She's doing it for the right reasons too. And she's open about it. So I think that's very inspiring. I know for me, my channel hasn't exploded to the same degree, but I know what I care about. I want to make a difference in this community. I want to help people with the way that I think and how I like to storytell and how I like to break things down. And I know that I want to help as many people as possible. And I know that I can put in the work. So seeing her on that path alongside me and seeing her care about this community is very inspiring. And to see the success that she's been able to get is inspiring, because from my position, when it hasn't happened yet, it's a big question mark. Is it going to happen? Is it ever going to happen? Is what I'm saying matter? But to see her jump from 2,000 subscribers after grinding for 2 years to now 35,000 subscribers 2 months later, very inspiring to see. Yes, what you're saying can change lives, does matter, all that sort of stuff. I'm not saying that, as this comment says right here, right? Inspiration is very subjective. I'm not saying every single person who watches her content is inspired. No, of course not. But I would say that for me, okay, for me, she's very inspiring. Pam, I feel like she's taking Gary Vee's advice of document, don't create. She's showing us the exact steps she's taking us as she builds her channel. Exactly. Show, not tell. And what inspires one person won't for others. It can depend on what you are doing, your why, and your vision. You said that 100 million times better than me. Thank you, Edit Mentory, for your comment. So thoughtful, so awesome. Okay, so let's move on. Some of this will be a little repetitive because, you know, the categories blend together. But personality. How is she making a difference? How is she making a mark in this personality category? How is she making remarkable content with her personality? Two things I like to focus on when talking about personality are one, building trust with an audience. That really, really matters. And two, self-awareness. How well you know yourself and how well you can package yourself in a way that highlights, amplifies your strengths. She's totally succeeding on both of those fronts. So she invests a lot in us trusting her, right? As I said before, she gives us access to so much. We see her process. We see her thought process. We see the parts where she's a little nervous about stuff, where she's surprised about stuff, where she's scared about stuff, if it's going to succeed or not. You see that in her content, in her Instagram stories, in her videos. I'm trying something new, you know, all that sort of stuff. We trust her because she's being real. She's being open. Like to the extreme. The amount of stuff she gives access to is insane. It really does feel like you have a window in her house every 3 days you get an inside scoop on her YouTube growth process. Two, self-awareness. As you can tell that she's very self-aware about her content because of how much she's tailored her content to amplify her personality. As she said, she talks really fast and to the point, and she owns that. She embraces that because she knows that that's how she is. For me, honestly, if I actually, Easter egg side information, with my last TheContentBug video, I actually refilmed some portions to make myself talk slower because I feel like what I was saying made less sense when I was talking, you know, as fast as she does. So for me to communicate more naturally with my natural rhythm of talking, and when I'm breaking things down, sometimes it's important to slow things down. So I know that about myself and the way that my ideas sort of shuffle into place, and she knows her speaking style and she's embracing that. She knows her aesthetic. She likes the way that she, you know, wants her content to look: very clean, very white, very appealing to the eye. Yeah, she's just embracing so many things about her: the analytical side, the woman side, the smart, strategic, analytical side, the blogging side, all this sort of stuff. She has so much self-awareness of what she is and what she isn't, and so she's leaning into that with her content so that you really feel this really awesome connection with her. Thank you guys so much for watching, by the way. If you guys are new, we're doing a in-depth, informal breakdown of Cathrin the Content Bug and how she's standing out in these 4 pillars of remarkable content. How she's doing something different in each of these 4 categories. If you guys also haven't, you should hit the like button because apparently that helps with the YouTube algorithm. And it's easy to forget when you're doing a live stream. Let me pause and read some of the comments because that's a lot of talking. Yes, her demeanor is one that is someone that is very successful. When you listen to her, you know she'll become a huge success, in my opinion. I love that you pointed that out. I'm curious if you're the one who wrote that comment that I'm remembering, but that she is a leader and that you can tell that she talks like she's a leader. She talks like she's successful. And there's other cues in her background that someone mentioned, like her house is very clean. She dresses a certain way, and those are little subconscious cues that sort of cue us in, like, this is someone I want to listen to. This is someone who's really smart and doing it and successful. And even though she doesn't have the numbers yet of a 1 million subscriber channel, she's on her way. You can just feel that. I love that. Thank you for the communication validation, Jennifer. I really appreciate it. I try hard. And it's interesting because in my videos or in real life, I actually mumble quite a bit. I stammer with my words quite a bit. I repeat myself quite a bit. I use a lot of filler words, and stuff. You know what I'm talking about. I trail off at the ends of my sentences, but on these live streams, you catch me talking about stuff I really care about and I really, really love and I'm thinking about all the time. And so when I'm talking about these things, I find myself, the words just, flow really, really clearly. And I love that. It's one of those affirmations for me, the validations for me that I'm talking definitely about stuff I really care about. Because trust me, if I'm talking about science, or something like that, a lot less clear. If I'm talking about, I'm not gonna go there. But yeah, in other categories, I am definitely not as eloquent and clear. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, style and format. I mean, this one's pretty obvious with her, right? How is she doing something different with her style and format? Again, we've already discussed, she's giving us access to a lot of stuff. It's really fun to see her strategize. It's fun to show that she shows that process, and her videos all look really cohesive and aesthetic. And the reason there's the word patterns but underneath that word is because I think the style and format of our videos doesn't need to be that like cookie cutter like her videos where they all look the same, they're all in the same 3 rooms, etc. What's really important with your content as a small creator, if you're trying to do something different, is you need to just put in some through lines into your content, into your messaging, into how your video feels, how it looks, what it's about, the things that you say at the beginning and end of your video. You don't need to do all those things, but the rhythms that you establish in your content, the patterns that you establish in your content. Oh, she always films in this room. Oh, her videos always sort of look like this. Oh, she's always so personal, and we as viewers latch onto that a lot. The patterns actually matter more than the video's topic themselves. That sort of spoils one of my breakdown videos later, but like, for instance, I don't remember the videos topics that I've seen from her, right? Isn't that interesting? I don't remember what videos I watched from her. What I do remember is how those videos made me feel, and I know exactly what those videos look like, and I know exactly what she's going to bring to the table, what it's going to feel like to hang out with her in her content. That's very unique. And so when you are trying to make a style and format for your content, you want to make sure that when they go to it, they know sort of what to expect, what it's going to feel like, what it's going to look like, how you're going to communicate that thing that you care about. Put some patterns in your content so that it's not like, oh, I'm in my house one day, I'm doing a challenge prank video one day, I'm doing a vlog style video one day, all this sort of stuff. Try to put some through lines. Let's pause a little bit to read some comments. I listened to a podcast where you were talking, did you study medicine? Yes, I did. I was pre-med in college, and I actually graduated with pre-med. So my background is actually science, but as I was doing that in college, I realized that it wasn't the right fit. Not because I couldn't do it. I actually was getting good grades the whole time. It was that wasn't the right fit for me to help people. And so I had to take some risks to go down more the video path. And now I'm taking some more risks to lean more into the YouTube thing. So yeah, and you're from Mexico? That's so awesome. My next vlog, spoiler alert, is going to have Spanish. It's going to have Spanish in it. So, and I'm really excited about it. It's not a breakdown video. But I think this video is super awesome, and it's so fun to put together. So it's so fun and complicated to put together. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you guys probably Saturday. So yes, let's pause again for the comments. Glad I finally made it to a live stream. It's after 2 a.m. here in Ireland. I'm finding that she just puts out too much to keep up with. I agree. She does put out a lot of content. Luckily, it's okay if you miss them. You can still watch lots more videos from her. That's so awesome. Good to see you. I love how you always give your location in your comments. It's just a cool reminder of how the internet connects all of us. And it was cool meeting you at Vid Summit. So, appreciate it. Sí hablo español. Hasta cierto punto no puedo entender todo, pero he estudiado por 6, 7, 8 años y me encanta el idioma. So, okay, let's get back to the last thing of remarkable content. Sorry, I don't normally talk this much in a day, so I'm like, I'm an introvert. Okay. I did not study videography. No, I did not. But I have been making videos since I was like 10. And been really obsessed with it since I was 10. So it wasn't really like from scratch. Even though nowadays with YouTube, you have access to so much cool information. Okay, so to wrap up the informal breakdown, what feeling are you leaving people with at the end of your videos? This one is so underrated. This one matters so much more than what information you give in your videos. People remember how you make them feel. That's why entertainment channels do really well. People remember how you make them feel more than the information that you're actually giving them. Obviously, your information needs to be quality. Obviously, your information can't be crazy. But what people really care about with your videos is how, and remember about your videos is how you make them feel. So, with her videos, she makes you feel like she's your friend. She's listening to you. One, with how she's talking to you, right? It's very personal. It's like the camera's it's like you're in the room with her. The way that she's chatting with you, it's very special. And also, she listens to all of your comments. She's constantly asking, hey, what do you guys want me to make videos on? And she immediately, like 1 week later, will make a video on that. That's so cool. What else does she make you feel? She makes you feel like you can do it too, right? So she is doing it. She's taking action. She's showing it. And she is talking in a way that's not like, oh, like, see the success I did, like, I'm so awesome, all this sort of stuff. She's giving you immediately access to what she has done, right? She's very motivational. She's very empowering when she throws different stuff in. And she talks like you can do it too. She's your friend. She believes in you too. That's so awesome. And obviously, because her information videos are so to the point and direct and fast paced, you always feel like you learned something at the end of each video, right? It's really, my mom and dad are going back and forth, talking on the thing. Hi guys, good to see you. So, to wrap that up, people really care about how you make them feel. People really remember how you make them feel in your content. And so I think that Cathrin has done a remarkable job, having where we can identify really quickly what her expertise is, how she is using her personality to her advantage, how she is putting in patterns with her content so that you know what to expect when you show up to her channel. You know what the style and format of her videos are. And you also feel like she is listening. You feel like she is your friend. You feel like you've learned something with her videos. You feel like she believes in you. You feel all sorts of awesome stuff at the end of her videos, which is why, in conclusion, I would say she has the success she does. Her looks are one tiny sliver of what she's doing. The rest of it is how she's excelling, working so hard, being so strategic, crafting content that is so bingeable, so refreshing in the space. And yeah, she's really showing up and she's doing something different. I really appreciate that. So I came here for the content bug information, but I stayed for the adorable when. Oh God. Thanks, guys. Yes, yes, I have 3 younger siblings. My family and I are very close, so it's always good to see them there, and they're big inspirations for me. So, with that being said, I think that wraps up the breakdown content bug discussion part of it. Thanks for hanging out to talk about that. I had extra thoughts. It's fun to discuss. And if you guys have any questions, I would love to answer them about YouTube, how to stand out as a small YouTuber, what I'm thinking about behind the scenes, all this sort of stuff. I feel like my parents are stealing the show, which is sort of awesome because they deserve it. They're awesome. You guys should check them out. No, they don't have content, but they are awesome. They are super, super awesome. Sunny, great to meet you too. As I said earlier, you are about to blow up yourself. Your hard work is about to pay off. Bedtime. Good night. It's good hanging out with you. That's awesome. And okay. So yeah, if you guys have any follow-up questions, let me know. I'd love to answer anything you guys have. Thank you guys for watching. I think about 15 more minutes if there are questions, and not. If not, that's awesome. Thanks, guys, for hanging out. I appreciate it. Is there anything also wrong with what I'm doing right now? I think I have it set up correctly, but it's a little confusing looking at all these different screens and all that sort of stuff. So your parents have content, it's you. You're the content. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. You are correct. Yeah, no, totally. Okay. Okay, so let's start answering some questions. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the live chat right now. I'd love to get to them right now. And if you haven't hit the like button, you guys should do that now. It supports the video. It's easy to forget during a live stream, so I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Okay, let's answer some questions. Figuring out how to start. My content is yet to be released. Andrew, it's really scary. It's really hard before you've put out your first video, but don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. The first couple videos, I thought I was planning. I thought every single time there's been multiple times in my creation process. Like even with this new pivot with my channel, I hype myself up. I need to make sure the launch is perfect. And in the end, 1 or 2 weeks into doing it, I realized all this new stuff about the content, all this new stuff about the direction of it, that made all this obsessing, all this overthinking before irrelevant. So, one, the reward of doing it, putting it out, just making it happen, especially in the beginning, especially if you don't have experience creating content, it's best to probably just jump, to go for it, to have fun with it, because one, it's a wild journey, it's really fun, and you're not going to be able to experience that if you hold back too long, if you're too calculated with releasing the videos. So I'd really encourage you. How do you start? You just start. You just do it. And it's okay. It's totally fine if the first 10, 50, 100 videos are bad. I'm serious. I'm 100% serious. It's worth it. Okay, so let's go back to the questions. I think vulnerability is an important factor. It allows creators to connect with their audience in an authentic way. 100%. That's one of the things that I think all my favorite creators, that discovery process, that curiosity where they are they're starting from a place where they don't have all the answers, where they're trying things out. They're not sure that things are going to work. They show their failures. They show the things that they're nervous or scared about. That really matters. That creates a strong connection. Otherwise, it's just a show. Otherwise, it's just a class. Otherwise, it's just education. Otherwise, it's just visiting the dictionary. Vulnerability, that human connection, showing the things that you're scared about, feeling, thinking about, curious about, discovering, changes everything. Ways to get money from videography: being shy. I mean, I'm an introvert, but I also knew at that point in time, like, I knew very strongly that the medical path wasn't the right fit for me. And that scared me a lot. And so I also knew I needed to make money. So when you're faced with that, you will find that if it's the right fit, you will make it work. You'll make it happen. Like, there were so many things that I've been terrified with by videography, because you have to go out of your comfort zone. You have to mess up. You have to all this sort of stuff all the time. You have to talk and network with a lot of people. But again, you have to pay attention to that end goal, right? For me, the alternative was doing a career I didn't like. That's terrifying. That's way scarier than me having to talk to a stranger, to negotiate in the moment, all that sort of stuff. So that would be my advice there, is to just try. And also, you're going to make mistakes in the beginning. There were so many things that I look back on, and it was really cringy. I was very nervous. I was very timid. I didn't know how I was to do things correctly, and I messed things up. But that was just where I was at that point in time. And those were little stepping stones in getting me where I'm at now, where negotiating is pretty comfortable. I know who to talk to. I know how to talk to people. I know how to make people feel comfortable during interviews, all that sort of stuff. So I don't know. It comes with practice. Don't be too hard on yourself, and just go for it, because it's worth it, if that is the right path for you. Danjo, thank you. He said, I always leave your videos feeling like I just hung out with my friend who has some super insightful ideas for me to take into my next week's videos. Thanks for the quality content. You're a gem. You're a gem as well. I watched one of your videos. I felt very inspired and positive and all this. I don't know. You have a magic with your channel as well. I love it. It's so awesome. What have you found to be helpful personally in your experience? I'm curious what you mean by that, Casey. I think I need a follow-up on that. When your hands go to the camera, it looks a bit weird. That's because the lens is a wide lens. Do you have troubles with headaches from staring at a computer screen while working? No, not yet. But I'm sure I will have computer problems in the future, because I definitely look at the computer a lot. You don't have to be in front of the camera to make videos. Yes, true. I suck in both ways. You guys are having a great discussion about it. My friend, it's just like YouTube. It's worth it. Putting yourself out of your comfort zone is worth it. It's terrifying. It's scary. But again, it's those cheesy quotes. But like, the things that are worth fighting for on the other edge of hardship and failure. That is not the quote, but it's something like that. You have to do hard things to get the things that you want, the things that you care about, that the happiness or whatever that you want. Andrew, I'm so glad that worked for you. Thank you. I'm serious. YouTube changed my life. That's not an exaggeration. It changed who I am fundamentally for the better, and gave me access to friendships and connections and impact that blow my mind every single day. So totally worth it. It's a process. It's fun. It's hard. All that sort of stuff, but it's worth it. And if you don't post, none of those things get to happen. So I have been annoying the content bug almost every day about how to get started, when to start, should I do more research, etc. No, just create content. You gotta, even with my videos now, I have been putting my absolute best into my videos in terms of how self-aware I am with my content, the vision I have with my content. From the beginning, the first month, I tried my absolute best to have all the pieces all straight before I started. Tried it, everything changed 3 months later. Thought as hard as I can, took as many risks, tried all this different stuff. to get it right. Tried it, learned a lot, but I wasn't on the right path. To refine your channel, to get it into something that's successful or that is making you happy or that feels like the right fit, it takes a lot of time. That's the thing that people don't talk about on their YouTube channels enough. It's not really about how to grow on YouTube. You can, just hack search, YouTube search a little bit, and you can grow on YouTube. But in order to create remarkable content that people are subscribed to, excited about, talking with their friends about, that personal connection, it takes a lot of practice on your end to develop that self-awareness of what your content is, what your content is about, and how you can stand out on this very crowded space. So, the answer of when to get started, it's like investing, right? It's you should be starting now. And you're not going to get it right in the beginning. You just have to accept that. What's one piece of advice that you've received that really changed the game for you as a content creator? Knowing your why changes everything. Pushed me into videography, pushed me out of medical school, or the medical school path, to videography, changed the game. And then 6 months ago, I had to reevaluate whether I wanted videography long-term more or YouTube more, and answering that question in depth was really, really scary and really hard. But the importance of finding your why it changes everything. The amount of excitement I have with my channel now that I've figured out some of those whys, figured out how exactly I want to deliver value and connect with you guys, help with you guys, and what this can scale into, changed everything. I've never been more excited about my YouTube channel. The other piece of advice would probably be what Roberto and Natalie Dawn and Jack Conti told me at VidCon, which was growing is not, this isn't exactly what they said, but basically you have to make compromises with your content if your priority is to help and impact and reach people. If your priority is just personal expression, being artsy, you can do whatever the heck you want. You can make you can make whatever you want, but your channel might not grow. If your priority is to reach as many people, help as many people as possible, you have to let go of certain things. You have to say, how can I make the best thing for them? How can I reach out, be strategic with my content so that they can actually find me, so I can actually help them? That piece of advice was crazy in terms of reframing being strategic. I used to think that doing things for search, doing things strategically, was being a sellout. But what they sort of showed me was, both of them super successful creative people who want to protect the integrity of their art, but they showed me, hey, you have to make compromises. Actually being strategic, putting in that hard work, being more thoughtful with your packaging, with your content, it's actually selfless because you want them to be helped with your content, and you're willing to do what it takes, put in that extra work, put in that extra thoughtfulness so that they can actually find it and be helped with it. Instead of saying, I'm super awesome, they should find me, they should be honored to interact with my content. If they're not finding my content, they're silly. Those pieces of advice really changed everything for me. Like, really changed everything. Mate, you are a calm, cool, and collected. Can you be a YouTube influencer to others, giving advice when you're posting your first video in your channel? I think I have a video from a long time ago. You might need to find it. It was on my friend Michael Lardizabal's channel about my process, my thought process, my fears before posting my first video. It's on the internet. I think if you search Eric Wen first video or something, you might be able to find it. That might be helpful for you. I'm not quite sure. What experience stands out the most that you have grown the most from? I think it's... I always think about things big picture. So just holistically seeing the transformation from where I was when I first started YouTube to now, it's insane to see that jump in maturity, in experiences, in friends, in network, and in impact and influence because of YouTube. YouTube was sort of like therapy almost, like unintentionally. In order to succeed in YouTube, you need to work through a lot of your insecurities. It sort of exposes your insecurities, and you have to work through them. And so, unintentionally, by making videos that I loved, I ended up overcoming a lot of core insecurities I had about myself. And so I'm so forever grateful to see how, in the beginning, I was actually quite insecure about a lot of things, and now seeing the things that I'm really confident in those areas, I don't know, like seeing that transformation means a lot to me. And also the friendships that I've been able to get, real friendships from people in Australia, South America, Europe, other states, that means a lot to me. Some of them are like really close friends with me right now. So it's crazy that if I hadn't done YouTube, I wouldn't have ever interacted or met any of those people. So crazy. Sorry, I'm a little behind on my comments. Ignacio, good to see you here. Am I doing this full time? I'm doing videography full time, but I am acting like I'm doing YouTube full time, and I have plans to do YouTube full time in the not near future, like maybe a year and a half, I think is my thing that I'm shooting for. So you're gonna see some power moves with this channel, because I really care about it, and I really think this is one of the best ways that I can make an impact. And I love doing it. I really sincerely love doing it. And so once I've seen this thing, it's not reality yet, but I'm going to be fighting for it. I'm going to be doing all that I can behind the scenes to make this happen, because I really do care about it. I agree with the practice thing with YouTube. I'm experimenting right now and throwing random videos out there to see what kind of videos I enjoy. Eventually, I'll find what I like. 100%. You're totally right. Thank you guys, by the way, for being here. I know I said this a lot of different times in different ways, but I'm really thankful for you guys. And if you guys are watching this on the replay later in the future, super awesome to see you here. Your support really means a lot. Seriously. Blows my mind. How do you think YouTube will be in the future? I'm not 100% sure. All I know is that I'm going to be there. I'm going to be playing. I'm going to be stepping up to the plate. I think it's going to be harder to stand out, but as we could see from the content bug, it's not too late to succeed on this platform. You just have to be smarter. Like, only the top are going to rise in the future, and it's going to be harder. There's going to be more barriers. YouTube is getting more regulated in different ways, but I am so thankful for the access, the impact, all this sort of stuff that YouTube gives me. So you can expect that the only thing I know is that I'm going to be giving YouTube and a lot of other social media platforms a lot of attention until it works out. How did I link up with Roberto Blake? That's how I found your channel. That's so awesome. I talked with him briefly at VidCon. We just had a casual chat, and then we have some mutual friends, but besides that, we haven't talked in person. And then now, because of my videos lately, the connection has gotten a little closer, because he's seen more of my videos. He knows sort of who I am, and so we've only hung out in person. We've only talked in person once at VidCon, but the rest was just because of some mutual friends and because of some of my videos lately. It got some of his attention, and thankfully his support. I really appreciate it. I found Eric's channel through a collab with Cody Warner. That's super awesome. Throwback. That was my first huzzah moment breaking out. And that was a really fun process. I live in California. Thank you, Pam. I really appreciate it. I'm really having a blast with my channel right now. So for you guys watching right now, I think what I have planned are there's definitely going to be a video on Saturday, and it's really fun. It's more vlog style, which is very different for the channel. It's not the new direction for the channel, but it just makes sense for this type of video, and it's still about communication. But it's super fun, and I am outside, um, so it just brings a whole different energy to it, and I really hope you enjoy it because I'm having so much fun putting it together. So it's going to be released probably on Saturday, and there might be a small follow-up video on maybe Tuesday, is what I'm thinking. Then there's obviously Christmas, holidays, all that sort of stuff. I'm going to be taking a break. And then there's going to be a breakdown video of another creator. I actually have so many breakdown videos of different creators planned. And I'm so excited for you to see it. It's just they take a long time. So I'm trying to also make some other types of content so I don't get burnt out on making the breakdown videos. I love them a lot, but if I did one every single week, the same exact style, that would be difficult. And also I want to show you different sides of my personality in other different ways. So yeah, gonna be wrapping this up. If you guys have any last minute questions, let me know. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. This has been really fun. Hit that like button if you haven't already. These are 3 books that I have not read all of them yet. I read this book. It's about self-awareness. It's called Insight. My takeaway from it was that word insight. Now I use that word all the time because I think it encapsulates a lot about self-awareness that I really appreciate and value. I would say it was written not very great, but I found like 1 paragraph's worth of takeaways that I thought were interesting. I don't know. My relationship with self-help books is a little bit interesting because they make you feel good, but I'm always like bring a little bit of skepticism to them. I like the color though. That's a cool color. And it's about self-awareness, so I like having it here. And this book I was recommended super fans. It's about making an impact with your audience. And I was recommended it, and it seems really exciting. I'm really excited to unpack it. And it's about the easy way to stand out, grow your tribe, and build a successful business. I saw Pat Flynn at Vid Summit, and he was really awesome. Great communicator, doing a lot of big things. It seems for all the right reasons, so I want to see what he thinks. And then this book is the like nerdy Myers-Briggs book because I really like Myers-Briggs personality test, and I was gonna talk about that a lot on my channel actually, but I decided it's not the right fit. But I love Myers-Briggs, and so this book is like the ultimate nerd's book about Myers-Briggs personality test. B2, awesome to meet you. Good to see you here. I'm curious where in the world you are from. That'd be so awesome. Do you think when you're first starting out, shorter videos will suffice as long as you're posting once a week? Honestly, you can post whatever frequency you want, but the more you post, it's the beginning of your content creation process is so much more about you than like succeeding on YouTube, which is not fun to hear, but it's much more about teaching you what it takes to be a successful YouTuber later, than whether or not like the algorithm is going to like you or any of that sort of stuff. So the more you post, the more you're going to learn and the faster you're going to learn. So in that sense, whatever you can do to post as many videos as possible, the better. And in terms of success on YouTube, it's a lot more about standing out on this platform. How are you doing something different? How are you excelling? How are you showing your personality? How are you making your mark? All this sort of stuff we love talking about on this channel. Yeah, I recommend shorter videos work, longer videos work. Once a week works, 3 times a week works. Try to post more than like once a month or something though, because if you do once a month, you're not, that rhythm, that accountability is really important. Vince, I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, Vince really helped me in the beginning of my videography, which is cool to see him here now. I have a love-hate relationship with self-help books too. Yes, you know what I'm talking about. What's your personality type? INFP. So I am INTP, and I am like hardcore INTP, which is where like my introverted thinking, that logical, analytical side comes in. That side where like I really need to figure out things for myself, and everything is like organized and all that sort of stuff. But also I'm very spontaneous and introverted. I don't know. I love Myers-Briggs. It's so cool. I am INTP, but what's interesting is all of my closest friends always end up being ENFP, INFP, or INFJ, and it just always happens like that. Like I meet someone, I hang out with them for a couple days, it's super awesome, all this sort of stuff. We talk about Myers-Briggs, and they're always ENFP, INFP, or INFJ. And I don't know exactly why that is, but I think it's the introvert connection, the intuitive connection. They sort of counteract and balance me in a lot of fun ways. So yeah, I don't know. Oh, see, you're an ENFP. That's so interesting. Oh, also INTJ. Sometimes I have some friends that are also INTJ. Starting with why, Simon Sinek. Yes, I think that's where the finding your why thing came from. Might be him, I'm not quite sure. But whatever the finding your why thing, whoever invented it, that thing changes your life, seriously. Getting you to think outside the box about what you're actually doing and why you're actually doing it. Crazy. It's insane. Thank you guys so much for being here for so long. I think I'm going to wrap it up. I really appreciate it. Yes, we did just become best friends. Yes. So awesome to see you guys. INTJ, INFJ. See, this is crazy. I think that my channel like attracts the ends, the intuitives. I don't know why, but it brings them in. And that's because that's who I actually bring in and connect with the most in my real life as well. So isn't that crazy? Like you guys are seeing the evidence right here. INTJ, INFJ, INFP. That's crazy. Yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Feel free to reach out to me anytime in my direct messages. On Instagram, I'm at Eric Wen Vlogs. I think that's probably the best way to do it. So if you want to hang out, on Twitter also, I'm Eric, Eric, at Eric Wen Vlogs. Thank you guys for hanging out, and for you guys who watched a long portion of this live stream. Wow, that is so cool. Thank you guys. I hope to do this not on a crazy regular basis, but in a way where we can chat and hang out more. So this will not be the last time. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. You guys are awesome. You are the change maker of your own life. Let's think more deeply. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. See you guys soon. Bye. Oh God.